guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind, and yes, we're back with the GPZ1100, attempting to continue our ride to Colorado. Again, we're in St. Louis right now at, thanks a lot, Brickhouse Builds. BJ, guys, BJ his generosity is through the roof. You know, it's kind of incredible. Before I get into where we are with the GPZ, I got to really say this, is that I remember a couple of months ago, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, I was reached out to several people, you know, that do some similar things, and I said, you know, it's kind of lonely doing this, and I'm here now with BJ doing this, and we work through it. So you're only as alone as what you choose to be, is kind of where I'm getting at with that. But so what we did today, after we slept on it, which was a good thing, BJ's back with us. After we slept on it for a bit, we went through and ran all of the system checks in the service manual. So we went through and ran all the system checks that pertain to the ECU, with voltage and even resistance on the DFI. But not before BJ, laying on the ground, looked up here. He wasn't quite laying on the ground, but looked up under there and noticed there was enough room that you could get in under here and squirt some juice in it, because this is sealed, you know. And they say you service it, but you have to go to the Kawasaki dealer to service it, and they don't have it. There's also a DFI checker that's available, but we don't have it. So I don't think Kawasaki does anymore either.
I don't think Kawasaki does anymore.
So we went through that. We checked everything. The one big change after cleaning this out that we noticed is when we ran the resistance check yesterday. I'll let you say it since you remember what it was.
Basically, the resistance check, for some reason it stated that whenever you go full throttle and you roll off throttle, that the resistance doesn't jump around or make any weird changes. So yesterday, being we've never done the test before, it was, you know, it started high and went low or whatever it was supposed to do. It did seem to jump around, but today, after we cleaned it, or at least hopefully cleaned it and cycled it a little bit more, rolling off the throttle, it was perfectly consistent. And what we were fighting yesterday was hot starts, or lack thereof, basically. So just thinking, like, you know, yesterday when you were doing it, you had to actually like give it throttle to get it to start, but today, getting it as hot as we really could, there's a train going by. Getting it as hot as we could, still hot started just fine, no real throttle needed, maybe just a little bit, but I don't know, small changes that might have a real impact. Yeah, that's what we're, you know, we're kind of shooting in the dark here. Let me find the light in here. Oh, there it is. So kind of shooting in the dark here, trying to figure it out. But we did heat cycle it for quite a while. We ran it for quite a while and turned it off and went to start it right away, and it started up as it should. We didn't run into any of the slow starting issues that we ran into yesterday. Yeah, and that's a strange one. Yeah, so we didn't get any of that. We also did change. We went through and changed all the turn signals, because they were just melting the plastic, getting hot, and we just wanted to make sure that wasn't a draw that was coming on it. So that's where we are. And like I said, we'll do this, and you guys have seen me do this a million times, but it does what it should. So we're about to take it on a victory lap. And we're gonna run a lap on it. Why'd you say it?
Because that's what you have to do. We gotta will it into existence. We gotta put it out there. It's not that if it runs, we know it's going to run, and we know it does it. Come on, it made it 400 miles, and it couldn't have been a big thing that changed it.
If it was a big, like, that's what we've been racking our brains over, is, you know, if it was like I'm thinking heat expansion stuff, if it's something contacting the alternator, charging system issue, it's like it would be a problem and it would stay a problem. Right. And if, you know, you talked about it maybe potentially seizing up given the history of the engine, it would still be a problem. It would, it's been kind of strange, you know. It's been a strange one. Yeah. And one really good thing about having a GoPro on most of the time is, especially when you're riding, when something comes up, right? When something comes up, you can actually see it. So we could actually see the stumble
when it happened.
Yeah, and that was right between 3,000 and 4,000, which is exactly when a lot of people online had stated that it does something like that, which is generally, I mean, yes, it's a lean factory tune, but also just DFI, you know, teething issues.
And so you're supposed to be able to adjust this DFI so you can make it richer if you wanted to, right? To eliminate that. But again, it's sealed. So you have to drill these out to put, and so we didn't go there yet. But I also did found up in doing some, you know, deep diving research last night when we stepped away, we were able to do some things, is that there is a Beck Arnley part that you can get. It's for like a Nissan 280Z that will fit its exact same throttle position sensor, and it's available everywhere. Right. Same thing with the fuel filter. We found the nice guy at Napa found that I showed him a picture of it.
Napa know how.
He knows how. And I showed him a picture of it, and he managed to pull up the exact one.
Yeah.
And so we have that. It's available at Napa. So if I need a fuel filter at that point, now I know I can get one between here and Denver or on the way back. So I know I can get that, which that's good peace of mind. If we run into issues before, first off, we squirt some electrical cleaner in there and see if that sorts it.
Yeah.
Right, that's all we did. So it's let's give it a shot. Let's see what
and realistically, we talked about this last night. How these are vintage motorcycles. This is what they do. You have issues with them, and it's so easy to throw in the towel or get frustrated. And we talked last night about throwing parts and stuff. That's not what you want to do. So we've been, you know, it takes time, but we're doing the proper diagnosis, you know, where possible. And it's sad, you know, a lot of people, like a lot of projects you and I buy, people experience something like this and they give up on it. So you just got to, you know, you got to push through, and when necessary, like last night, we just had to freaking walk away.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, clear your head, refresh your thinking. This is normal for old bikes.
That's it. You know, and to be honest, where we are right now, we spent $40. And that was in the light bulbs.
Yeah.
And we didn't spend any parts to get it back running.
Oil change doesn't count.
Oil change. You know, we're going to do that anyway. Yeah, so that's where we are, guys. So let's take it for a lap and let's see how it goes. I'm feeling good about this one. I've got renewed faith and trust in this guy. I had it 2 nights ago. I told BJ yesterday that if you would have bet me money that I would be here in a... I knew I was going to be here, but not in the context that we were in. I would have bet the farm. Would have bet everything, because we put down 400 trouble-free miles, and I have a feeling we've got, you know, 2,600 trouble-free miles ahead of us. So let's go ahead and try it. Good buddy. We can do this. Come on. Yeah, I got you, you got me. Let's go. Oh, my chain is super loose. Okay, let's get this up. Back Come on. Okay, let's test for sparks since we find out. Let's see. Go ahead.
You got keys?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. They stick them back here. Okay, we're going to test for spark.
It might just fire right up because it's cool off for 10 seconds.
Oh, it's got spark. You guys saw what just happened, right? We're not crazy. Well, we are crazy people. But this is exactly what happened.
That should not have started right then.
Should not have started. And it's not because it's hot. Because it's not hot.
2 minutes before, we just tried to start it, it wouldn't start.
Yeah. Well, we just rolled it in. We were in the road, start. And hold on, it just started on 3. Right? It didn't start on, and you touched the starter.
I just touched it. I didn't touch throttle or anything.
Yeah. So that's weird. It's, guys, I don't know. Like, comment down below what you think it is.
But make sure you do it before right now.
Yeah.
So we can look at them and figure out what's wrong with this thing.
That's right. Yeah.
In some kind of pass. We need it to F up again, so we can just check spark.
That's it.
So.
All right. So we drilled. BJ drilled out the caps and unscrewing the last couple of our last one. Let's see what's behind door number. Whatever. The suspense is killing us. Oh,
another
look,
door.
You can see so much.
I had kind of the same problem when I first bought my bike. They have something in Sweden called V-Power. I don't know if you have it over there.
Yeah. Viking power.
Yeah. But there's a write-up that one member has done on tuning the TPS by ear.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I will see if I can send that one to you.
Oh, that'd be perfect. So I'll definitely be in touch. I'll definitely let you know how it goes. And thanks for helping out.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
no worries.
have a good night.
So,
Bye-bye.
yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. People are just so nice. Okay, guys, so we'll catch you up to where we are. We're nowhere just yet. But what we are about to do is adjust the TPS. So the throttle position sensor, or the definitely faulty injection. So we did get a nice shout out to Tommy Bjork from Sweden, who reached out, sent lots of information that would help us out. He owns a couple of these guys, and so he sent us the information on how to properly set the TPS by ear, so to speak, and basically just like an air fuel screw. So we're going to tune it, get the idles up, and then make it super good by barely turning the screw at all. So we got all these things to go in, but I'll put the conversation with Tommy, which was certainly awesome. So we're going to get set up and start this thing up. We haven't started it since the last time it didn't start.
Yeah, it's been since 10 a.m. probably.
10 a.m. and it's 4:30.
We haven't tried to start it because we know it'll start when it's on the stands, and it's been weird. One thing we did finally check was when it stopped running, it still had spark, and it fired right up on 3 cylinders, which was weird. Hook up the plugs, wouldn't start. Well,
We don't know. We did change vacuum lines, some old vacuum lines, just to make sure, and check the check ball and the check valve in the return line to make sure it wasn't clogged. We seemed to have fuel pressure. We seemed to have fuel. So
and I just cycled the key and primed it, and then I heard the actual check valve give.
Yeah.
And then now you can hear the vent.
Perfect.
So it's working.
That business working. The one thing we haven't done is what we're about to do is get into this guy. You want to do the honors and hit I'll hit the key, you hit the button?
Do we need the hot starter?
Yeah, we can. Fast idle, we'll do it just for fun. It is better than Tuesday right now, you know. So we'll see what it does now that it's hot, which I think it's going to do exactly what it's expected to do. Well, let's just see. There, come on. Understandable. A little throttle. A little throttle never hurt anybody. That wasn't a, hey, I'm not going to start. That wasn't a, hey, I'm not going to start thing. And I did just tweak the idle down a little bit more, so I could fudge it up a little bit. I'll just give it some throttle. No worries. No worries. I can give it a little throttle. Probably when it's cold, you won't need it at all.
Yeah.
And we did richen it up, so it should behave a little differently.
Yeah, the plugs probably look different, all of it.
Yeah.
So, the sun is still up high.
Yep.
You have time.
It's 5:30 right now, so
you put down 2 hours on the road.
if I can get, well, anywhere that way is bonus.
Right.
It's solid. It feels. It doesn't run like it was seized 2 months ago.
Right.
I mean, you hear it, and you were behind me. There's no smoke coming out the back.
Yeah. It may be fixed.
It is fixed. It is fixed. Hey.
Do we know what we did?
Yes, we adjusted the TPS.
DFI.
Come on, you know you need a cover sheet on your TPS report?
Yeah.
We didn't have a cover sheet.
And since Terry's been with us, our productivity has gone up 46%. We're getting more from our employees than ever before.
You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports, Richard. That ain't new, baby.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Janice.
Guys, I think we may have a solution. I know we have a solution. We just rode it for about a half hour and you just saw that. So now, the only thing we have to do is mount the stuff on this sucker and head west, young man. See what happens. Well, we actually got to get BJ to sign this fender.
I would be honored.
Before we do that. And got to say, big thanks. This guy right here, being the port in the storm.
I held the flashlight.
Somebody had to do it,
you know?
right?
He yelled at me the whole time.
Shoot, and you know I'm that way. But guys, it was, how do I put this?
Testing?
No, it wasn't testing. It was, how do I put it? This is one thing. That's easy. It's a machine. It's a puzzle. You got to solve it. But the thing that was that is shocking and telling and great for humanity, that people are willing to help people. But you got to ask for help first, right? You got to do that. And dude, let me have space here. I could have moved in here. Amber was planning that I was sleeping and I was moving in. So thankfully I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was going to have to make meatloaf tonight and I'm not really good at it. But it's, you know, guys, just work on these things. Bring them back to life. Who knows what's going to happen? Is it going to break down? Chances are it will. But that's where, who knows, where the great things happen. You know, you got to do it. So, guys, thanks for watching yet another episode. You got something to say? Anything about this? About what we're doing?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm just inspired by. Whoa.
Oh,
caught him.
Good catch.
Just inspired by you. I have given you every opportunity to back out of this. Be like, take my bike. You can rent a car, do something else, and no. Keep chugging along. And you've got the confidence to go do it. And I think that it's just like, I have no excuses now.
Yeah.
You know? Just gotta do it. Just go have an adventure.
Just.
You know? Breaking down is an adventure.
And, you know, guys, and it doesn't have to be riding across country. It may just be riding your motorcycle.
Yeah.
You know, rolling it out of the garage and taking it for a ride. It's going to that cruise night, that bike show, that car show. Just getting outside, because that's where you meet other people that maybe you'll find people that you want to do this sort of thing with. That's the greatness, and that's what it's all about. And that's the beauty of it. So, That's all. We only got one thing left to say. As always, thanks for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And while you're in the subscribing mood, go ahead and wander on over to our friends, Brickhouse Builds, Moto Mango, Gold Guy, Ace Cafe Bikes, Mile Zero Racers, and Pete's Classic Cycle. And give them the subscribe too. Why not? It's free. Just hit the button.
Just hit the button.
You have two of them, so you've been...
Far from a king.
Well, Prince, you're way better than us because we're jesters. So, yeah, right here. So, this is where, there we go. So, again, you saw the video, we were riding it, and then it started that lean stumble. It had never done that before. It started that after, and it was scary the first time it did it. Because I was doing maybe 65, 70 miles an hour. And it just kind of lunged forward. And so I didn't know what was going on. And then we ended up getting it here. Progress we made last night. What did we do last night? We went through all the connections, make sure everything was good. And then today, and it would start and run. If it'd get hot, it would stop running. Hard starting. And then today we ran it on the stand for how long? Probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes or so.
Turned it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on. Start right up, no worries. This was after we kind of sprayed some juice in the, before we had taken the throttle position sensor apart to be able to adjust it. And
we thought we did something there, but turns out there's nothing we could have done.
Nothing we did, because we turned to leave here and went half a block away, and it shut off, and it wouldn't start again. Push it back here, we get it up on the table, and it starts up.
Yeah.
And that's it's kind of, if we probably hit the button right now, it'll probably start right back up. Well, maybe not because the fuel tank's not on it, but it's been how it's been.
Yeah. I had kind of the same problem when I first bought my bike. My bike is basically a rat bike at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, mine is too.
Yours is in much better condition.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I rode a bike and I stopped for fuel, and I thought we have something in Sweden called V-Power. I don't know if you have it over there.
Yeah. Viking power.
Yeah, it's the Shell V-Power. It's
I think we have something like that.
Yeah, we have the power.
Yeah.
The super duper
Right.
fuel. And I rode for about 15 miles. So, and it started doing that thing exactly as you described.
Yeah.
So I think it actually dislodged some dirt in the fuel injection system.
Oh, so okay.
I
So
mean, the bike is 40 years old.
yeah, it's got to have something.
So, yeah. So what I did was, well, I had a holiday at the moment, so I had all the time in the world. So I took fuel injection system completely apart.
Yep.
And I can tell you it's a bitch to get the throttle body assemblies off the bike.
Yeah.
And or off the bike is fairly easy, but to get them on again.
It's not fun. I did it once. I don't want to do it again.
No.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But I cleaned everything. I did fuel injection cleaner
Yep.
through the fuel nozzles.
Yep.
And actually set up a small power supply to pulse them.
Sounds like we did the same thing.
To get them to spray.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't attach power to them continuously because then they'll burn out.
Right. Yeah, I used a battery and just tapped it to get it to pulse.
I think it's 3 volts or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. It's very little. So I did that. Then I did a synchronization.
Yeah.
And I actually never worked with fuel injection systems before this.
Right.
So luckily I had a garage buddy that worked a lot with fuel injection system on his Corvette.
Oh wow.
So he told me that whenever you do a synchronization, you will need to adjust your throttle position sensor.
Right.
So that's one thing. You could probably get it to run better by adjusting the
TPS
position sensor.
Yeah.
There is a Facebook group that shares all these manuals.
Oh yeah, I have the manuals, and thanks for sending them to me.
Yeah. But there's a write-up that one member has done on tuning the TPS by ear.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I will see if I can send that one to you.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
It's a fairly easy procedure.
Oh, we like easy.
Well,
Yeah. I really want to see you finish the goal on this bike.
Oh, me too. Believe me.
Yeah.
You know, it's. You know, the thing that really just kind of threw me off is that the day before we had 400 trouble-free miles.
Yeah.
You know, and that, to be honest, that was the 4th time I rode the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And we pressure washed the fuel tank when we took it off the bike originally. So we pressure washed it. Everything's clean in there. I think we cleaned the fuel. I did clean the petcock, but we're going to check that again. And we're going to check just some fuel, some vacuum lines, just make sure we don't have any vacuum leaks somewhere that could be giving something else, and adjust the TPS.
Yeah. There's also the fuel pressure regulator is known to act up, especially if the bike sits for a long time.
Now, what's the fuel pressure supposed to be at?
I think it's 3.5 bars. That's how many PSI is that? It's around 50.
about 50 something.
Yeah. That's about how. I don't know if that's how fast we're moving.
It's not a very high pressure anyway.
Good.
So
Good.
So if you have a fuel pressure gauge.
Oh, so we could do it. We don't.
That you can hook up. No,
Yeah, but we can. I can probably go to the auto parts store and see if we can pick up a fuel pressure gauge, just to
and then you
test it.
hook that one up in the line between the fuel rail and the non-return valve in the tank.
In the non-return valve, is that what you said?
Yeah, the non-return valve. That's the check valve.
Okay, the check valve. And that's
the check valve is on the right side of the fuel tank.
Right. And that's that little hose.
It's a little hose.
Yeah.
I think it goes from the fuel rail, or if it goes from the fuel pressure regulator. I can't remember at the moment.
Is that the pressure regulator?
Well, let's ask him. Well, look, we're here. Hold that and show him.
Yeah. BJ here. Question. The fuel pressure regulator. Let's see if let's see if I'm right.
It's
this canister here, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Okay, that is, and so that's regulated based off of basically manifold vacuum, from what I understand, because it has a vacuum line on the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to raise the fuel pressure when
Vacuum goes up.
when you're at the wide open throttle.
Right.
If I can remember it correctly.
So that would be
like
increased
drawing on
vacuum.
the hose there, that would increase vacuum.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So we seemed as though we could be getting stuff to be working. Okay, good. So it seems as though we may have been heading in the correct direction. You know, right? Is that we at least we have a phone a friend when we're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire right now. And first off, thank you so much for taking this call. I mean, I know it's late for you over there, and I appreciate it.
Well, I'm just gonna do a barbecue tomorrow. That's all.
Oh, perfect. So, yeah, I wish we were over there. We'd make sure you were doing it right.
Of course. Yeah.
Because every time, is it that way in Sweden, to where anytime somebody comes to your house and you're doing a cookout, that the guys walk to the grill to make sure you're doing it right?
Not so much.
that's common practice in the U.S. to where they walk to the grill and tell you what you're not doing right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every guy does that.
I work at a school for aircraft technicians.
Oh.
And it's the graduation thing.
Oh, perfect.
For them.
Awesome. Congratulations.
So we're doing a cookout and paintball. I will stay away from the paintball.
That's right. I don't blame you. So definitely send me pictures of your GPZs. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I have two of them. I have one that's almost completely disassembled.
Oh wow.
I have one bike that's running.
Perfect.
So, the one that's disassembled, I'm actually using as a mock-up because I want to put more modern wheels and brakes on it.
Oh yeah.
So I have the parts of a ZX9.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, the newer, the really fast one.
Wow.
Yeah.
You want to go really fast.
Yeah, I'm mocking it up. So yeah, you know, you have felt the brakes on this one.
Yeah.
So you know that.
Yeah.
They're interesting.
They're interesting to say the least. You know. Yeah. The back brakes are really fun. You know.
Especially the huge brake pedal.
Right. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. And it stops completely. It stops completely on a stand, but then when you stop it, it's like, oh yeah. It's just like, hey, how's it going? You know. So. But it's fun.
A thing that I had on my bike for that one is that they actually indexed the brake pedal wrong on the splines.
Oh, you had indexed the brake pedal wrong. So, up higher?
So, yeah, you need to set it up higher.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll check it out.
Check that because mine was hitting the silencer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we're clear.
We got plenty of room there.
Yeah, we got plenty of room.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll check it out. But thank you so much. We're going to go through and keep plowing through this. We'll probably adjust the TPS right now and see if that makes a difference so that we can continue moving forward.
Can you adjust the fuel pressure regulator?
No, it's not adjustable.
Yeah.
So
you adjust it with the throttle.
If it acts up, I mean any adjustable fuel pressure regulator will basically do the trick.
Oh wow! So we can dump that canister and just get any adjustable fuel regulator.
Yeah, and I think the pressure is specified in that manual.
Okay, good. I'll dig that up because then that would be good if I have any problem with that.
Yeah. There are a few more easy checks to do on the temperature sensors. There's one temperature sensor on the cylinder head.
Yep.
And then there's one in the airbox, I think it is.
Yes.
Check the resistance value and compare it to the temperature. It should be somewhere in the manual.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that. The only one that kind of was potentially out of range was the actual air temperature sensor in the air box. And based on what we're looking at, it should be between 2 and 3K ohms. And it was like 1.6. So it was on the low side. And then as the temperature increased, we did a little experiment with it. The resistance actually decreased where normally it should increase from what we saw in the manuals.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's far enough away to cause a problem.
I know that some guys cheated the fueling curve by installing, I think it's the 680 ohm resistor in series with it.
In that sensor.
If it's a 680, I have one.
You have a 680? Yeah, it's a 680. So we could fake it.
680K, like 680K.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've read somewhere about it. I haven't done it myself. Are you still with me?
Yep. Somebody tried calling, but we're not letting them.
So that mod is heavily discussed on the forums.
Yeah.
And
I read it.
I really don't see any use of doing it because you're just fooling it that it's colder or warmer or if you do that. So.
Yeah.
if you get the adjustments correct on this system, the synchronization and the throttle position sensor, it is actually a really, really nice ride.
Yeah. Oh, it was beautiful 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really nice, and so it wanted to go really fast.
Yeah.
You know.
When you did a rebuild here, did you change all the fuel hoses and stuff like that?
No, that's probably what we're going to do right now.
Yeah.
You know, so let me be 100% clear. When I got this motorcycle, I was never thinking I was ever going to ride it.
Yeah.
And I was never thinking I was going to ride it 3,000 miles. If I would have been thinking that, I would have went through and done everything that we're kind of talking about. When I got it from my neighbor, I really thought it was going to be just an experiment on see if I could get the engine free.
Yeah.
I never thought I didn't expect it to free up.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I thought the ECU was going to be bad. I didn't expect it. And then I just happened to make a wild statement that said, "Hey, why don't I ride this thing to Colorado? 3,000 miles round trip." And then it just went about going to make that happen.
Yeah.
So.
I thought about something, but I forgot it at this moment. The fuel hoses, and the intake rubbers, between the throttle bodies and
the cylinder.
And the cylinder head.
Yeah.
We have a potential O-ring leak on that one, but to me that doesn't explain the symptoms of it just dying and not restarting.
Yeah.
No. It would explain the lean stumble.
Yeah.
If it sucks air.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. Oh, BJ just broke out fuel.
A bunch of vacuum lines.
A bunch of vacuum lines. So we're gonna start changing lines and see if that makes a difference. See if we can.
Do you still run the original fuel pump, the Kawasaki one?
I think so. I've never taken it out.
Yeah.
It definitely moves fuel on the key.
The attachment for that one, the hose on that one is kind of a weird size, I think.
On
the inlet
top.
for the fuel pump from the fuel filter.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah,
it's a little short one. I replaced that one.
Yeah, I think
The
I think it's a pipe or a hose that has two different diameters. It's smaller at the fuel filter and bigger at the fuel pump.
Yeah, that's the one from the. It's the one from the bottom of the fuel filter, right down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is homemade, made of a couple of different hoses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we still have that. That's the original. So we did find today. We got lucky and found the part numbers and availability for the fuel filters and. What else did we find? Fuel filter and the TPS, that's from a car, that are available at an auto parts store.
The fuel filter was actually available on the shelf at my local Kawasaki dealer.
Yeah, we're not that lucky. I need to move to Sweden.
Use it for a bunch of other bikes.
Yeah. So it's awesome. Yeah. So I totally appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and we'll let you know. I'll send you a message and let you know what we end up with.
Yeah, sure. That would be great. So, I'm by no means no expert on this, but I have fiddled with it.
Well, let me just tell you.
More than us.
You're way more of an expert than what we are. So that's where I'm just, and like I always say, as I'm not an expert, I'm just a guy that's willing to give it a go. I'm willing to try it and see if it happens, see what happens. like taking a 40-year-old motorcycle on a 3,000-mile cross-country trip that knowing its history is insanity. But it's been fun so far. So,
Yeah.
and then because of that, we got to meet you from Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, so it all works out.
Sure.
So I'll definitely be in touch. I'll definitely let you know how it goes. And thanks for helping out.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
No worries.
have a good night.
So,
Bye-bye.
yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. People are just so nice.